And no, don't be comparing these Celtic teams to some of the greats. They have to win a couple more rings or so before I would even start that kind of conversation. They're not better than the '08 Celtics, and they're not seeing none of the Celtics of the '80s because those were led by better leaders. I think Paul Pierce would lock up on Tatum, and I know Paul Pierce, if he played like that against Kobe and took that challenge, I know what he would do against this squad. But I will say, this Celtic team is consistent. They may not be necessarily better than some of the recent memory Celtic runs that won, but I'll say they can definitely they be battle tested because they stayed even killed. You know, they did a workman like they were in a traditional to those Celtics in that it wasn't pretty, but they won, and they definitely left a mark with this season. So and I got asked bombarded by questions. What do I think? I think they can come out the East. I don't. They might win another ring, maybe two. I don't know. They can win another one probably because the West gonna beat up on each other. That's the only reason. Unless Adam Silver has guys of a certain age go back to the East, I can't see it. And when I say guys of a certain age, I'm talking about cats that are 30 and younger, not the LeBron, not the Kawhi Leonard, not the Paul George, not the Kevin Durant, not even the Steph Curry or Klay Thompson type. Steph's about the only one that's that age that I think might have another chip run in it. Maybe depends if you put the circumstance. But the other guys is old men. They're not gonna move the needle at this stage. So barring somebody comes along that has a piece that excuse me can put something together, because there's if Milwaukee, Philly, Miami, New York get that piece or two, Orlando gets that piece or two, keep your eye on. Cleveland maybe, gets around, but I don't see nobody that's gonna beat Boston. It pains me to say this. They're gonna come out the East. They ain't gone and won, and they gotten the two finals in the last couple years and got one and came up short in the other one. We're two different coaches, and they used to knock on the Eastern Conference door, and they've been the most dominant team in the East anyway. So I think it's gonna be tough. But their ranking all time, they're not they're not in the discussion yet, but they're getting close if they win another ring or two. I do think Tatum and Brown are forming, uh, a strong bond that they can make some inroads. And, you know, but let's keep it 100. Tatum is outside my top 5 or 6 best players going, and Jalen Brown is somewhere in the 10 to 15 range. So they're two of the top 15. I just don't have them ranked higher because I do think there are better players. But Jalen is slept on. I mean, the cat uh, strong on both sides. He showed in the finals. He definitely showed what he can do. And and Tatum been a big time scorer, play a little bit all around, came up big. So you got to give him they do. And of course, Joe Mazzulla deserves his dap and credit too. Guys to give what credit is due. So anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about where the Celtics rank and what I see as the future. They'll definitely be back in the finals because the East is weak. So unless of course they get hurt or there's a slump or they do their old disappearing act, it's theirs for at least a couple more years to come out the East. They'll definitely be, I'd say, it's 3 or 4 more years. I say that. I can see them being a threat. Can they win again? That's another story. But I think they might could win one more time. But they definitely gonna represent the East for at least 3 more years. I don't see another team on the horizon unless Milwaukee gets together. Like I said, Milwaukee, Philly, the Knicks, Miami, Pacers got to get a legit superstar. Got to get better discipline. There's a few things that if people get a piece here or there, who knows? Anyway, please like, subscribe, other thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like my piece.